Okay, so I'm getting ready to go downstairs and film content for you guys. And I got an email, a very good email. And before I go downstairs and cook my food and talk to you guys about what I want to talk to you about, I have to respond to this email. So, so excited. And of course I'll let you guys know later. Okay, hello again from my kitchen. It feels like every week now my video starts out in my kitchen, but I guess that is what it is. So I had a taste for some chicken salad today, so that's what we're gonna do. But I'm still on a high about my email that I just sent off. So it's bittersweet only because I slipped today. I slipped today and it was not great. So let me tell you what happened. But let me get my stuff out the refrigerator. I didn't even have time to take it out the bag. I was coming through the door, saw my email, ran upstairs, and there's that. So, went to Fresh Market and got some chicken salad and a tomato to go on it, and lettuce. I don't know why I've been obsessing over bagels lately. And then I want to do onion. I was cooking lentil soup the other night and I had some leftover onion. So let's do that. With my job, they have this thing where you can sign up to take cooking classes, and I have done cooking classes every week for 4 weeks now. Tomorrow's the last cooking class, and I'm looking forward to it. But yes, I've learned a lot, and I'm excited. Tomorrow is some kind of sweet potato recipe, just in time for Thanksgiving. I won't be cooking it, but just in time for Thanksgiving for some folks, you know? Alright, so if you all have been looking at my reels this week, and for those of you that do not go to my YouTube page and see my reels that I do every day, you see my quotes that I put, and all of my quotes this week have essentially been about what ifs, the what ifs in life. And that topic did not come out of the blue. It is something, when was that? I think on Saturday night, I'm sitting and I am talking to myself, as I typically do, as one typically does when they live by themselves. I was talking to myself and I was like, what if? And I started down the what if lane. That is not a great place to live in, because that means you have regrets in life. You wish you had done things differently, and that would have changed the outcome to this, and this. And that is a place that you never want to live in. So I was sitting, it was like 3 o'clock in the morning. and just thinking about, some choices that I made over the last the last 6 or 7 years now, and that really changed the course of my life. And some of those decisions that I made had nothing to do with what I prayed for. I didn't include God into those decisions. And I'm like, well, what if? And I kept throwing stuff out. What if I had done this? And then I started getting a little sad, and it's like, okay, look, okay, you need to stop that. You need to just end this now, because you can't live in this place of what if. And this happens to me every few years. What is that saying called? An idle mind. Something about an idle mind. But anyway, I'm looking, or that's gonna drive me crazy. Not in the devil's workshop. No, that's not what I was thinking about. That's not what I was thinking about. But I had an idle mind, and I was thinking about just a situation that happened years ago. It took me to a place of regret. And number one, we should never live in that place of what if, because it does bring on emotion of sadness, and it does bring on depression for some people. I snapped out of it pretty quickly, because like I said, I've dealt with this the last few years. What if I had done this? But I have been in that place of depression where it's like, dang, like I could have, if I didn't do that, no telling where I could be right now, and I wouldn't be in this season. But I am here to say, you don't know that. Okay, I'm not gonna beat around the bush. I'm gonna tell you the situation. Okay, so when I decided to leave my job in 2016, was it a good job? It was a decent job. Was it something that I wanted to do long term? Absolutely not. Was it safe? Perhaps. Did I have a situation at said job? Yes, I did. I left that job knowing that I was okay. But hey, if I stayed in that job, that I would be okay long term. I remember back in 2016 when we all know that situation didn't turn out the best. I made the choice to take myself out of that job and follow my dream of becoming a pharmaceutical sales rep. I don't regret that decision. When I decided to leave my old job, I did pray about, making the right decision. So it was quick turnaround for me to think about if that's what I wanted to do or not. Because I was contacted by a recruiter, and he said to me, she said to me that, this would be, you don't really have, in so many words, you don't have time to think about this. They need someone ASAP. And I prayed about it, but I didn't wait to hear from God. I did not wait to hear from God, and I just jumped on the opportunity. Well, I jumped on that opportunity, but I did not wait to hear God's voice. I did not wait to hear whether or not I should be doing this or not. I jumped on the situation. Because guess what? It was a $13,000 pay increase. And I wanted the money. I didn't need the money, but I wanted the money. So yeah, that's why I jumped on it. And then months later, I was laid off. Not only that, but the relationship that I was in as well, that died too when I left. Part of that reason was my fault. I mean, we're not going to go into that detail. I go down that road of, well, what if I had stayed? What if I had stayed? Where would I be? Would I have advanced to director? Because I was already a manager. Would I have advanced career-wise? Would I have been engaged? Would we have been broken up? Would I have met somebody else that, like, you don't know, like, all of these what ifs, and that is just a place that you can drown in so quickly, because even though I did not pray and wait on that situation like I should have, God still moves. God already knows what we're going to do before we even do it. He knows what we're thinking. He knows what our heart wants. He knows it all. And he knew I was going to take that job. But he also sets up what's going to happen next. I'm a true believer in, once things go awry, once you fail at something or just something doesn't go your way, what do we always do? We always go to God in prayer. We go to God in prayer and we say, Lord, fix this. Lord, please help me with this. Help me. But that's where the lesson comes. And you know, I've been talking over the last few weeks about what you do in the meantime. And I believe that my what ifs they're okay to say out loud, but it's not a place to live in, because your what ifs, my what ifs, was what was. It was going to happen regardless. And it's what I did in the meantime that made all the difference in the world. I pray to God, I fast, I got deep in prayer, deep in my Bible, and I depended on Him. I went back to Him, something that I didn't do in the beginning. I did not wait for Him. But when I got laid off, that's all I could do. I had no choice. Because I did have a choice, but my choice is always going to be God. Always going to be God. And so, ultimately, that's what He wants. That's what He wants from us. Is to be totally relying on Him and His Word. And that's what I did. So just recently though, you know, I've been going through a season. A lot of you close to me know what I've been dealing with, but some of you still don't. A lot of you still don't. And it's been really difficult. It's been really difficult, and I've been making it. I've been making it through prayer. I've been making it through reading my Bible every day. It's like 2016 all over again. That's exactly what this is. It's 2016 all over again. Minus the man, because there is no man in the picture. But, and you know, also that's saying that, you know, if you live in a place of what ifs, that's also saying that you don't trust God. You don't trust God because say you did, I'll give you the flip side to this. Say you had spoken to God and you did get that answer and you are and it turns sour. A lot of times, you know, what we pray for and what we ask God for, we either don't get it or it does turn sour. And so let's say that that happens and you are for certain that God told you this and it turns sour. You're telling God, if you live in a world of what ifs, you're telling God that He doesn't know what He's doing. He lied to you. He led you astray. No, He didn't. This may be a part of His plan for all of this to happen. Because let me tell you something, and I'm going to try not to cry. Something happened to me earlier this year that it wasn't good. But God has been taking care of me. I don't know how I've been making it. I don't know how I have been making it. But it is November. What happened to me happened in February. And I am here in one piece. And everything has been falling into place. And I have had no clue how I was going to make it out. No clue at all how I was going to make it out. But I've made it out. And I couldn't tell you how. I pray for comfort. I pray for peace. I pray for protection. And that's exactly what I've been given. Exactly what I've been given. And I can only say that it's been by the grace of God. It has been by the grace of God that I have been able to make it this whole year unscathed, basically. But I'm excited about my future. And even if what the good news that I received when I came through the door today does not work out, which many times it has not. I've been down this road before. Even if it does not work out, I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna be okay. Because guess who's gonna still continue to pray? Who is going to show up? I am still going to love God as if I did get what I've been praying for. Nothing is going to change on my end. I'm going to show you some more stuff that I put together for my sister. So, BRB. Okay guys, something funky happened with my computer, so stay tuned for part 2. See you soon.